Awesome. This one's one of the most important, one of my favorites, and it's going to have a quick follow-up to this one. But what should we expect from Michael Thomas in the post-Breeze era? What are you thinking, Harditz?
Spent so much time yelling about Michael Thomas today already, man, because that damn Roto World clickbait headline, Guy in the Athletic wrote a good article about how Michael Thomas and not Michael Thomas, how Jameis Winston does throw into each individual route. And he had a drop off in slants from 2018 to 2019. Michael Thomas never said he's concerned about Winston's accuracy. Oh my gosh. But man, he's going to be just fine. Like the amount of slander this guy gets. I understand if you don't want to say he's better than Julio. He's not. He's not a top 5 real life receiver. He's still a freaking, I think you'd be hard pressed to name 10 better guys than him, and especially in fantasy land, because all that volume that led him to freaking wide receiver 1 honors and the most receptions in NFL history 2 years ago, that's all still there. And now he actually has a quarterback, hopefully, fingers crossed, Jameis wins the job, which we'll talk about in a second, but hopefully for the first time in 3 years, he'll have a quarterback that could throw the ball more than 30 yards downfield. I know Drew Brees was, even when he was quote unquote washed his arm strength, still top of the league and, completion rate, yards per attempt. Like, it was kind of nice having someone like Michael Thomas that can make the most out of all these slants and crossers. The idea that Michael Thomas is the one holding back this passing game or his route tree is absurd. He has made Teddy Bridgewater and even Taysom freaking Hill look good for extended stretches, man. He got shut out against Carlton Davis in the playoffs. Like, that was unfortunate. Look at that passing game in that game. Alvin Kamara had 20 receiving yards. Are we writing him off because of one bad game? So look, he played through pain all season long. Wasn't a good move to punch Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the face. He's pretty annoying on Twitter, objectively. He has been off lately, but when he's just randomly going at Devontae Parker over some Bleacher Report thing, like, I get it. He's not the easiest guy to be a big fan of, but people, just in terms of projected targets in fantasy football, you guys sign up for him. He's my wide receiver 6, very much undervalued by the industry right now.
Yeah, falling to round 3. I don't get it. 32.5% target share just a year ago, as you mentioned, 186 total for the career, NFL record 149. Just insane volume, led every single targets, receptions, receiving yards, all of it. I mean, the guy is a monster. So I am with you. I'm discounting that bad year, regardless of who the QB is. I mean, he had his 2 best games of the year last year with Taysom Hill. So if that's his worst case, he had over 19 in 2 games with Taysom Hill. Like, that's the worst case. I'll take it all day. So I'm back in there. End of round 2. It's a steal to me to get that guy. So I absolutely love it. And Wolfpack, if you don't mind giving this a like, a thumbs up, regardless of where you're at, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, any shares, likes, comments, always so appreciated to help us continue to grow. It's the easiest, freest way to just help us keep doing what we're doing. So thank you guys so much. Well, speaking of Michael Thomas's quarterback situation, who should we root for between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill? It seems like an obvious answer, but I wonder what your take is on this one.
It's Jameis. Like, good for Michael Thomas on making the most out of 4 Taysom Hill starts, but not like this tells you all you need to know about this situation. When people are like, wow, like, we really want Taysom Hill to win this quarterback competition for Michael Thomas. Like, shut up. Listen to yourself. Like, come on, man. Taysom Hill, like, okay, he is probably a little bit better than a lot of people, including myself, like to give him credit for as a thrower of the football. But my goodness, dude, I still just think of that duck he threw. I think it was against the Falcons, like triple crow hop. Emmanuel Sanders just had to come sprinting back. It looked like it hit like the ceiling or something. And no, it's, oh my God. Like, we can all accept that Taysom, that Teddy are objectively below average quarterbacks, and it just didn't matter for Michael Thomas. Jameis Winston just threw for 5,000 yards 2 years ago, man. Like, you can take your slant accuracy stats and, go to hell with them, because I just don't think it matters. When we have Michael Thomas going downfield and he's been given a catchable ball, he has actually posted the 4th highest rate on those passes, 20 yards downfield since entering the league. He just only has 36 opportunities because Drew Brees hasn't made a habit of that. Jameis has. So it's weird to say, like, we could be looking at an untapped ceiling from a guy that has already broke the freaking single season reception record. That might actually be the case here with Michael Thomas.
I 100% agree. I mean, he just sustained Jameis Winston, as you mentioned, 5,000 yards, led the NFL in attempts and yards, I think passing touchdowns too, quarterback 4 that year in fantasy, but also sustained Chris Godwin, the number 2 receiver, and Mike Evans, also top 10 in points per game. So when you have no one else to throw to outside, I mean, Traquan Smith, like, come on. Yeah. All of that passing volume could be going to Michael Thomas, would be insane. So I'm with you. Let's go, Jameis. Let's go.
Yeah. And also, like for Alvin Kamara, fantasy football managers out there, like every time my running back ranks get tweeted out, I always have people bitching at me about why is Alvin Kamara a low end RB1? It's
Yeah.
because that's what he was last year when Taysom Hill was under center. And honestly, he kind of got bailed out by a pretty high touchdown rate in those games. They don't give him 200 carries. Like they just don't. Latavius Murray is there. They're going to continue to feature him. If he's not catching 80 passes, he'll still be solid, but he's not going to be the game-breaking RB1 that we've seen over the past few seasons. So Jameis, like even if he's under center, we have some concern because he's been such a high average target depth quarterback throughout his career. I'm not convinced he's going to be dinking and dunking as much, but Taysom Hill, man, he just like, sucks in all the energy from everybody around him, all the fantasy points from all the players whenever they put him under center. It'd be great for Taysom if he's under center. Yeah. That's it. Like Adam Troutman would sink. All these guys would sink if Taysom Hill was under center, but Taysom Hill would then be the prime late round quarterback. So I don't know, man. Maybe we should start drafting Taysom Hill. Maybe that's the moral of the story because it's sounding more and more like he has a real chance to win this job.
Which is insane. And yeah, this is definitely among the most insane and most important quarterback battles and just intriguing storylines for the rest of the preseason to make sure you watch for all the reasons listed by Ian there because of how the offensive shifts, but also how valuable Taysom can be. I think he, if I'm not mistaken, was the QB2 at worst QB3 over the span of his starts. So he would have some insane value, as would, Jameis Winston could be an insane value. And both guys go outside your first 15, 16 rounds. So best ball wise, I love just going for both of them and seeing what happens. Worst case would be just a sickening like committee duo that just sucks each other's value out. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope we get Jameis. And if it's not, then draft all the Taysom Hill. I love it. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments. Check out some more videos and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.